morning, everyone, and welcome to Knitique in Elk Grove, California, and KnitiqueYarns.com, coming to you live on Thursday. I had to think about that for a second. My Stitches brain has me feeling like it's March already.
How time flies.
Right? I'm like, I don't want it to be March already because we have lots to do, but it feels like I'm in March because that's what I'm thinking about all the time. So I don't know what day of the week it is.
Thursday.
Yep. Working on that. Good morning. So I'm really excited about today's video because last week I mentioned that I'm doing this knit along. Well, it hasn't started yet, but I'm going to be doing this mystery knit along from a new favorite designer. And so I get to show you guys some kit combos that I put together for people to participate with me. So I'm super excited. It's going to be like Casapinka-like in the process of knitting it. Lots of switching up colors and patterns. So it's going to have that same kind of fun effect. And I'll show you guys some other projects of hers so you can get a feel for what her stuff looks like so that it's not a complete and total mystery. Like, you'll know what to expect out of her, basically. So I'm really excited because she's like my new favorite designer. And she has very punny, kitschy themes for her stuff that I'm all over. Like, it's totally my style.
Me too.
So we will start with talking about our grand prize, which we're like halfway through this one already. So how you get entered into our I'm out of order. Anyways, so for our grand prize, we have this super fun pattern, Toile de Lin, which has these little tuck stitches. They kind of look like little butterflies. That give you this overall texture designed out of the linen that we used. It gives you a nice sheer effect. This yarn will still be a little bit sheer because it's nice and lightweight, and it's knitted on size 9 needles. This is a sport weight cotton yarn that has this really fun stripe pattern. You've got a white background, and then you've got different size stripes. You can kind of see this is a pretty good size section of this vermilion pink red. And then you've got smaller stripes of a rose pink and this kind of olivey gold. So you're going to get different size stripes as you work to give you that really fun patterning. There is enough yarn here to easily knit the wrap. You could even make it a little bit bigger if you wanted to. This is one of the yarns that we have in stock, Fair Cotton Mariner. And it's going to be a really fun and fast knit. So how you get entered into the grand prize drawing is every time you make a purchase from the 1st through the 15th of February, you're going to get 1 entry. It's cumulative, so if you purchase 5 times, you get 5 entries. If you purchase 10 times, you get 10 entries. And then on Friday, February 17th, we'll draw to see who the lucky winner is.
Claudia had a question.
Saw that. So Claudia, because it's not something like a fitted garment, you're not going to have a stretch problem. Like, when you block it, it'll probably grow a tiny bit, but it's not going to be one of those things that like stretches to the floor like alpaca would. If it was 100% alpaca, would get longer as the day goes on with the weight of it. But the cotton, because it's not something like a fitted t-shirt where you're going to stretch it to put it on your body, it's really not going to stretch that much. Okay, so moving on to the daily prize, we have, this is kind of one of my favorite patterns. It's that sequence knitting technique that's very easy. It's all just knits and purls. It's just how many of them you do. And this is a pattern where you can basically leave off a beginning of round marker and just keep going with the repeat. So it's very easy, kind of zen project to work on. This is Solmont, which is one of our cowl patterns. there's enough yarn in our prize here, which is a cotton yarn from Louisa Harding, that I don't even think she's still around anymore. I know the yarn itself is discontinued, but really fun DK weight yarn with this kind of, like, it almost has a chainette construction look to the plies, but it's because they did 2 plies and then they plied the 2 plies together. So it's actually
sneaky.
4 strands, but it's how it's twisted that gives it this really cool texture. And you're gonna have enough here to make either the small or the medium size on the pattern.
Quick look at the sizes, so small and medium.
And okay, so we'll come over to our fabulous screen here, and how you get entered into the daily drawings is by doing what lots of you are already doing, interacting with the video. So if you react with any of these lovelies down here, then you're going to get 1 entry per reaction. If you comment on the video right over here, you're going to get 5 entries per comment. And then if you share the video, which ever since we like minimized and maximized, it works again. So whatever, technology, thank you. If you share to your friends, to your stories, you can send it in Messenger, share it in a group. Wherever you share, just come back to the video and comment shared to and where. And that will give you 11 entries per share.
The more you comment, the more chances you get.
And it literally includes up to like probably about half an hour before we go live. So comment in the middle of the night if you're watching this in the middle of the night. As long as it's before about 9 a.m. the next morning, or on the weekends you have a couple mornings, it's still gonna count. So then we will come over to our handy dandy comment picker, if this will close. There we go. Good grief. We will see who our lucky winner is.
Pat and Atherda, congratulations. You are local enough that you can come on over and visit us and let us know you have a prize. If you don't want to get in the car, you can place an order next time. Boy, I'm bad today.
Yeah, me too.
If next time you place an order, tell us in the notes you have a prize and we will include it in your shipment. I think I need more yarn fumes. Somebody come help me get some yarn fumes. Do you guys smell yarn? We like to sniff yarn. They do smell different depending what they're made with.
When I started working here, I thought you guys were so weird. Now I do it too. So
We are weird, but it's fun.
Welcome to the weird, I guess. Like, there are worse things than sniffing yarn.
Yeah. Who won? Pat and Atherda won.
Okay. All right, who's ready for this knit along?
You are.
Doesn't start till February 23rd, so you have time.
Oh, we got plenty
to
of
get your
time.
yarn. You have time to have us wind it for you if you ask for it to be wound.
Even have time for it to arrive in the mail.
Right? I know.
Words.
Words are hard.
Your screen froze. Carolyn, try and refresh.
Okay, so one of my new favorite designers, Lyrical Knits, has a knit along called Ya Gonna Shawl that takes 4 colors of fingering weight yarn. 3 can be similar, 1 needs to be contrasting. And I like this. Size is available. 1 size. It's a secret. So, as you may have guessed, it's got a Ghostbusters theme. When you buy the pattern right now, the little like info sheet page says "Ain't afraid of no MCal." So if you haven't watched Ghostbusters in a while and want to be able to get the jokes throughout the pattern, you may want to rewatch it, because she's gonna have all sorts of kitschy things that basically are like a play on words from quotes from the movie. That's kind of what she does. So there will be 6 clues for the knit along. The first one drops on February 24th, and then March 3rd, 10th, 16th, 24th, and 31st. so basically a clue a week. You do not have to keep up. As with pretty much all mystery knit-alongs, you do not have to keep up with knitting the entire clue a week. So if that sounds like too much pressure, just ignore that part. That's just when the next part of the pattern's gonna come out, not when you have to knit it. I'm not gonna try to keep up with every week. I'm just gonna enjoy the journey. So it takes 4 colors of fingering weight yarn to give you guys some ideas on what her stuff looks like. Here's one. This is Stark Baking Mad, based on the Great British Baking Show. It's the Great British Baking Shawl 2.
I should have brought mine. I didn't even
I
remember what we were doing.
Either.
Yeah.
But this one has lots of garter stitch with these little like yarn over diamonds. And this one's done in like mitered squares and triangles. You can see it's a good sized wrap. Here's a real neutral one.
I love that one. That and the purple and green one.
Then this is one I've already bought the pattern for. I just haven't decided what I'm making it out of yet. This is the Knights Who Say Knit. So if you're not a Monty Python fan, I'm sorry, you will not get the jokes in it. But that's the thing. You don't have to get the references to knit the project. It just makes it a little more fun when you're like, oh, I remember that about the shrubbery. So you've got little mesh lace, some mosaic knitting.
Maybe that's the shrubbery.
It might be. But so you can see like kind of that Casapinka-esque kind of look, lots of different stitch patterns, changing up colors. It's very much a keep you from getting bored kind of project. But again, nothing crazy complex in the stitches.
That's pretty how they did the 2 different colors in the center.
Right? So that's just a couple of her projects, which I will link those real quick for you guys before we go on to the color goodness of kit combos.
Melanie, if you missed it, you can still get it.
And then
While she does that, we have a few of our little trinket bowls here, perfect for February. And some earrings. And my favorite pen in the whole world right now. These rhinestone glittery ones.
right, like who doesn't like glitter?
And they write really well.
Yeah, they're nice pens. And you can get refills for them, so when it runs out, you're not like, oh, now I have to throw a glitter pen.
No.
Okay, combination number 1. This is all smushy cashmere. So what I did, because sometimes there might be an exclusive in there, or there might be a pop-up club in there, is I linked the search page for smushy cashmere for you guys. So all you have to do is take notes on what color, or if it's a pop-up or exclusive, and then it'll all be on that page.
And I will post the combination names in the collective after the video. So don't mix them up, please.
I will not. I will arrange them neatly behind us as we go. So these are kind of your 3 more similar colors, and then your contrast with your gold. So like there's a little bit of gold in this speckle, but not enough to get lost. Because she does say that one color needs to be contrasting. And basically the most complicated thing in the whole shawl based on her description is a little mosaic knitting, which is just slipping stitches. So not anything crazy hard for the stitches. So for pellet number 1, we have this gorgeous Rochambeau, which is like a warm gray. It's got a little bit of that kind of brown leaning, but still definitely in the gray family. Then this was one of the pop-up club colors. This is the October 2022 colorway. It is a dark teal with highlights of muted teal and silver, shadows of charcoal. So you can kind of see the grays in here pick up the gray of the Rochambeau.
You know, I know it's probably just me, but right here I see purple.
I can
in
see
the
that
shadow.
a little bit. Yeah, there's
Right,
a little bit. Yeah,
it just
right,
shadows.
I can see it right here.
Yeah.
Now. There's a little bit of like the slightest lavender highlight to the gray. So far we have Rochambeau, Pop-Up Club October 2022. This is a really fun speckle, Guthrie Peak. It's taupe, and then it has speckles of teal and copper and plum and emerald green. And then for your contrast, we have Naked Shame, which is this really gorgeous, rich, coppery gold with these like olivey patina shadows, which makes it like you can kind of see if I move Rochambeau over, it makes it tie in really nicely. Like, I kind of like to just, when I'm playing with my colors for seeing how I like them together, kind of mix them up, see how I like each one next to the others. Like, do I like these two together? Yes.
Yes.
Do I like these two together?
Yes.
So it's like the trick is to look at them all together and see if you still love them. So we have for this palette, Rochambeau, Pop-Up Club October 2022, Guthrie Peak, and Naked Shame. And I kind of turned the labels so that if you're like, I cannot handle waiting till the end of the video when Susan posts it, you can take a quick screenshot and have all of your names. Because I know trying to write them down while drooling over the colors is really hard.
It's a bit hard. Look at these pumpkins Karen decorated.
Isn't that fun?
Cute.
Like, just a fun way to mix up instead of them just being simple fall pumpkins. You can have a little
color.
like,
OMG,
pizzazz,
look at that.
Right? Okay, so I have to start with the contrast color on this one. This is one of our exclusives. This is Abalone, which is this gorgeous array of pastels. There's rose, there's lavender, there's powder blue, mint green, a soft lime. Like, it's a whole rainbow of soft colors. Very springy. And then for your three similar colors, we have this gorgeous ombre of an aqua blue palette. We've got a mint green called Spoil the Littles. Then we have this gorgeous tropical turquoise, True to Life. And then this beautiful, rich, like deep tropical water blue called Vivid. So you can see these are your three similar, and then this is your contrast. Because it's basically, you want one that's totally different from the others.
Here's your screenshot.
I think even though this isn't like my normal color palette, this is my favorite.
I'm all over this one.
There's
This
one
is
other
gorgeous.
one that I'm gonna go with second favorite, but this one's my favorite, and I'm not normally a light colors girl. Before we keep going, I will show you guys a couple others of her projects so that you're getting more of an idea of what you could be getting into for the Mystery Knit Along. I'm linking.
We're peeking.
Okay, so we have
Oh, yes.
the Rickroll wrap.
I did not realize that was her. I've had that pattern for years. That's hilarious.
All of her stuff
Okay.
is very hilarious in the names, but it's this really fun shaped wrap with buttons so that you can wear it a lot of different ways. Like, here's another one in kind of minty colors. Here it is unbuttoned, so it's basically like two big triangles. Like, you've got triangle 1 and triangle 2. Here's a pretty pink combo. That's a Danielle color palette right there.
I've come so close to starting this one, and I don't know why I keep not doing it, but it's moving up the list.
Here's it buttoned into a cowl.
Wonder if you
Lots
could.
of different ways to wear it.
Wonder if you could still do this out of one skein of cashmere.
910 yards, one skein of cashmere ombre wouldn't quite make it.
Add some beaded silk and sequins.
There you go.
Okay.
So that's the Rickroll wrap. And then here's one for the Princess Bride fans. This is As You Wish, an Inconceivable mystery knit-alongs. This one was originally a mystery, obviously not anymore. So this gives you an idea what you could be getting into with a mystery knit-along. But this one has this fun like log cabin blanket kind of build, because you do like this triangle, then you only work on this side of it. Then you go back and go all the way across again and work this section and then only half of it, and then this section and then only half of it. So you're getting this fun stacking of your colors.
And most of it you're going to have live stitches when you come back on the second
Yeah,
side.
you're
There's only
gonna
that
have
tiny bit to pick up.
maybe like 20 stitches to pick up. Nothing too crazy. Here's a fun aqua combo. Some purple.
See, I call that blue.
Maybe it's blurple.
Yeah.
But, and lots of her other patterns, so if you're like, eek, mystery knit along, but her stuff is drawing me in, lots of them are, like this one is 4 full skeins of fingering weight yarn in 4 different colors. So there are other options that you could do with one of these color combos. If you're like, mystery knit along's not for me, I need to know what I'm making. I clearly don't, because I already have my combo put together for that one. I need to wind it.
Oh, we can do that.
I have time, so I'm not worried.
Yeah. Oh, this one's so pretty
This
also.
is for the orange people. This is your contrast, because you can see all really deep colors and then one really light color.
Maybe I need this one.
Right? Meg will steal it from you.
Right?
Maybe Meg needs this one. She
I
should
know.
participate too. This is Cinnamon Girl, which is this soft, like dusty rust color. It's not as bold as, like, if you're familiar with Tex-Mex. It's like the toned down version of Tex-Mex. Right, Lisa? Look at them.
Karen, you can do these. They're all explained really well. And it's just one row at a time.
Yeah, Karen, this would be a great one because her stuff is very easy to follow. I really like how she writes out her patterns because it's really easy to check off. So see, here you guys go. If you're not familiar with Tex-Mex, this is the more bold coppery rust color. A little more like kind of a natural redhead kind of orange, not to call anybody out. Then we go a little more gold with Gold Experience, but it still has that slightly coppery orange leaning so that it ties in nicely with the oranges. And then for your contrast, we have Peachy Keen, which is this soft peach with speckles of the golds and the rests, so you get like that tie-in between these other colors in the speckles. So let's see, let me make sure they're all turned. There we go. So Cinnamon Girl, Tex-Mex, Gold Experience, and Peachy Keen for our orange people out there.
Bye, pretties.
I know, they're so beautiful, but look, I'm leaving them all
Yeah.
nice and neat.
They're not too far away.
And if you're like, ooh, this sounds really fun, but we do all the color combos and you're like, you did not show my palette, come in. We have a whole huge fingering weight section that we can help you pick out colors. Or if you're not local, send us a message and say, I want a purple combo. Or I want a green combo. Well, there's kind of greens.
Yeah.
I tried to stay all within one yarn for this just because it's easier for the video, but you can always mix and match. I think I used 3 different brands in mine to get the palette I want. So this one is like neutral-ish. So here's your 3 more similar, and then
Wow.
take a guess what your contrast is on this one. This one, we're starting with that rich charcoal gray black pearl. I love this gray because depending on what you put it against, it looks like it has different color tones to it. It has kind of a greenish tone. It's kind of more of a bluish tone. Like whatever you put it next to changes what shade of charcoal this is. So it's kind of a chameleon. Then we have this gorgeous pewter gray called Gray Tabby.
Shannon, it is a new mystery knit along by Lyrical Knits.
I will show you guys the page again in just a second to help you. Then we have Dune, one of our favorites of their speckles. It's cream, it's pewter, it's charcoal. There's a little navy in there, some caramel, some burgundy, and then the fabulous speckles of the hot pink, which is what ties in our fabulous contrast color. One of the Knitique exclusives. This is Liberation Light. I mean, who doesn't like a good, bold, hot pink?
I think most of us do,
So I
judging
will
by comments.
link the knit along again for you guys and then show you. So because it's a mystery knit along, I of course don't have a picture of the shawl, but it is a shawl. It's called Who Ya Gonna Shawl. It's got a Ghostbusters theme, and basically you can have 3 colors that are fairly similar. Like this is a good example. 3 colors that are fairly similar, and then one that is high contrast. But you can see, I like that she shows this other example too. This is like, these are your 3 more similar colors, and this is your contrast. So it doesn't have to be as extreme as this. It just has to have enough contrast that when you get to those sections, the color still pops. So it takes 4 full skeins of fingering weight yarn. It's a mystery knit along, so no, we don't know what it's going to look like, but we know there's going to be a little bit of mosaic knitting, some stripes, but nothing too crazy in the color work. She's so kitschy. This shawl is an homage to the 80s classic Ghostbusters. There will be knitting, purling, slipping stitches, earthquakes, volcanoes, dogs and cats living together.
Yeesh.
Mass hysteria. It's a quote from the movie. I really need
Yes.
to rewatch Ghostbusters because I think I was a kid the last time I watched it.
Uh-oh.
And I know I'm going to miss some references if I don't rewatch that movie.
Sounds like a good Thursday night movie.
Right? Or any night movie, really.
Yeah, but since it's Thursday.
Maybe I'll watch it as I'm starting the shawl. Like,
There you go.
that'd be a great kickoff to the shawl. Like, let me just start it here. Let me show you guys a couple others of her projects too, just again to help you guys with what kind of craziness one could be getting into. This is Square Route or Route, depending on region. This is another fun one with like the mitered squares and the triangles. This one, garter stitch. Nothing crazy in this one. It's just all changing colors. But I love that it doesn't have, like this is a good example, it doesn't have the standard rectangle shape. It's pointed on the ends. Like she didn't fill in the corners, which I think makes it a little more fun to wear. I like this color combo. Very jewel tone almost.
That's pretty.
So you can, I like this example. This makes it so you can kind of see some of it's done separate, and then you start joining the pieces together as you go.
Whoa, that's awesome.
That's a fun combo. Then one more. This one, she has like a sweater version of this too, but this is Jagged Little Shawl. So it's all just stripes, but you've got some stripes worked sideways and then some at an angle and then going back the other way. Here's a pretty, kind of more subtle combo. A little pink and green.
Almost looks like Casapinka.
Right? And this one I think is 3 colors. Yep, 3 colors. So if you liked one of the palettes, but you're like, I'm not in love with that fourth color, this would be a good option for a 3-color version, the Jagged Little Shawl.
Another quick look at this gorgeousness here.
Right, Melanie? She's another one of those designers that you're like, so when do you sleep? It does happen to match the pumpkin with its pretty pink bow.
It's photobombing.
So we will move the gray-pink combo. Yes, there's more. I really like this combo. Get all the labels the same direction here. There we go. So in this one, you've got your 3 darks that are similar, and then your light and speckly color is your contrast color. This is Petrified Forest, which is this deep, beautiful, sprucey green. Then we've got one of our favorite greens, Scorched Lime. It's a little bit olivey, a little bit avocado-y. I know that's not a word. Don't come
It is
for
now.
me. Don't come for me, English majors. Then this gorgeous gold again, Naked Shame. I love, see with the Scorched Lime, you can really see the olive tones in there. It pulls out the more bronzy colors in there, instead of just the coppery tones. And then Caroline is the fun speckle. So it's the cream base, and then it's got speckles of like persimmon orange, dark teal, that scorched lime kind of green. There's some like rust and chocolate in there. So you can see, like, even though it's not an exact match to the colors that are in here, it still picks them all up. Like, I think the green in here is probably more like prickly pear. It's a little brighter than the scorched lime. So let me see. Scorched lime doesn't quite want to stay turned the right way. There we go. To give you guys your 4 colors. And Smushy Cashmere is such a luscious yarn to work with if you've never gotten to experience it. We need to talk. But it is a fingering weight yarn, 70% superwash merino, 20 cashmere, 10 nylon, 400 yards per skein, and all hand dyed in Arizona. All right, one more color combo, then I can show you guys a couple more of her projects. This is, oh, hold on, I'm kind of out of order here. I've always had the contrast on the left for you guys. There we go. So in this one, we have that beautiful scorched lime again. Then this really fun new color, Gilt, which has the kind of more olive tones of prickly pear, the golds, this dark, like, I want to call it purple espresso because it's really dark brown with a purple leaning. Some of the deeper green, more like what you see in the scorched lime. Then we have this gorgeous brighter gold yellow called Amber Glass. It's very like goldenrod, if you guys remember your crayon box colors. And then your contrast color is this soft, subtle taupey cream called Tumbleweed.
My new favorite color.
Right?
I don't know why, but I love that I'm using it right now on something, and it just works. It's gorgeous.
And I love that it pulls out like some highlights in Gilt. Like you can see it makes it a lot lighter in the highlights. But it's really good contrast against your other 3 colors, so you're still going to get that fabulous pop for the pattern. So let me see, I think I just have one more of her patterns to show you guys. This is the one that Susan had on the other day. This is the first Great British Baking Shawl, which was originally done with mini skeins. It can be done with full skeins. She has notes on there about how to not use mini skeins. But lots of fun stitch patterns in this one. You can see there's some slip stitches, some yarn overs. I like this little arrowhead pattern right here. I like that she threw in the occasional, like, here's just some plain garter stitch, so you kind of have a break from all pay attention all the time. Some other fun color palettes, very like mauvey purples on that one. This person did kind of more subtle purple and blue. That looks like abalone all spread out in mini skeins,
right?
Like all the individual colors. I'm like, how'd you get our abalone color in minis like that? Golds and greens, soft pastels. This one's like subtle fall.
Yeah.
But another fun one that was originally a mystery knit along. So to help give you guys an idea what you could be getting into with this mystery knit along.
Hurry, 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 we want to know.
And that is what these kits are for. They're not assembled as kits. You have to go in the Smushy Cashmere product and grab your colors accordingly. Or if you're like, I need help, you can call us, you can email us, we will help you. If you didn't see a color palette you love, like to stay within one yarn, I couldn't quite get a purple palette I was happy with, but we can totally get a purple palette by mixing in like maybe some of the variations fingering. Like there are lots of ways to make it happen, as long as they're all mostly superwash wool fingering weight yarns. They're gonna play nicely together. Like I said, I think I mixed 3 or 4 brands in mine because I picked out my colors and fell in love with them before the latest order of Smushy came in, or I may have gone for a different color palette because some of the new colors really talked to me.
There are some pretty ones.
There will be more projects. I get them anyways.
It's never a shortage of projects.
Okay, so let us go talk about classes. So I'm going to link the calendar for you guys.
We will start heading over there so I can go slowly. Don't want to make people dizzy.
Yes, since I'm not holding a camera, I can dart a little faster than you can. So starting tomorrow, we have the one skein clapetee class. If the clapetee is a pattern that's always intrigued you, but you've never done it, you need to take this class. We did it with one skein of blue heron. There is, in the class description, there is the link to our edited version of the pattern to do it within the one skein. If you knit loose, drop down from the size 7 needle that we said. Otherwise, you may end up running out of yarn at the end, and we don't want that to happen. So if you knit loose, just, you knit loose, drop down needle sizes like you would accordingly. Don't tempt fate. Do not do it. But really fun project, dropping stitches to create this gorgeous drapey scarfy wrap. And that one is 3 sessions starting tomorrow, and then the 17th and the 24th of this month. They're all Fridays. If you cannot attend live, that is okay. The class is recorded. We will send you the recording generally the same day, unless there's some sort of internet hiccup.
Yeah.
Generally, you'll get the recording of the class the same day, and then you can still join the party. So if you can only make 1 of the 3, or 2 of the 3, or none of the 3, still sign up because you'll get the recording. Then on Tuesday, February 14th, we have the Art Yarns Marled Cowl Knit Along. This is a really fun cowl using 2 colors of the new Art Yarns Silky Twist. It is a little bit of like slip stitches. There's a tiny bit of short rows, but a really fun bandana cowl. Perfect for learning the techniques if you're like, a sweater's too much for me, I want a small project. Because if you did the cowl first, you could easily decide to do the sweater later and be set up for success, that you'd already know all the techniques in the Marled Sweater class, which starts on Saturday, February 18th. We have it as 3 sessions. The next session is March 11th, and then March 18th for the final session. We wanted to give you guys plenty of time between sessions to get to the next step. sometimes we do our sweater classes a little too fast and you guys are like, I cannot knit that much in a week. So we gave you guys 2 weeks. Then let's see. Next up is the Bias Mosaic Shawl it's only on Tuesday, February 21st. This one's done with worsted weight yarn. We used Cumulus. We're all thinking Cumulus Rainbow would be even more fun than the 4 colors that they use. Like you'd use one main color and then one rainbow color to make your background. It's a fun and fast class. Like we can easily teach you how to do it in an hour because you start at a whole like 3 stitches and dive right into the mosaic knitting. I love the way it curls into like a spiral. So you've got this cute little point and you dive right into the mosaic knitting right away. So once you know how to do the mosaic knitting, you're good to go because it's the same thing for the whole shawl. So we can easily do that in a one-hour class for you guys. Then last but not least, we have the fringe at the end shawl because you fringe it at the end in a really cool technique. So we'll teach you how to knit the shawl and then we will teach you how you make that fabulous fringe happen. And that is a 2-hour class. Tuesday, February 28th from 11 to 1. And that is also a 1 skein of Blue Heron yarn project. That project works great in a more slippery yarn like Blue Heron because it makes the fringe unravel really easily. Don't use anything with mohair in it. You will not be unraveling your fringe.
No.
Nothing crazy fuzzy. Slick yarns only. Alright, then we will talk about what we're wearing and sign off and get ready to open the boutique because it is getting close to that time already. So I am wearing, and I saw your comment earlier, Melanie, I'm wearing Graphica by Casapinka. It's originally done in just 2 colors. It has instructions for long sleeved, but since I'm hot most of the time, I did short sleeves. It allows me to wear my sweaters a little longer throughout the year if they're short sleeved. And I, of course, did a whole bunch of colors instead of 2 because you guys know I like rainbows and craziness. Easy Fair Isle knitting. If you don't think Fair Isle knitting is easy, we've got some classes for you that will help you, so don't be afraid of Fair Isle. We would love to help you make Fair Isle easy peasy knitting. And Melanie, I do agree, it would be very cute to do like just the loopy detail at the top. And make the rest of it plain. You could do beaded silk and sequins for that, and it'd be like you're wearing a necklace.
Oh my goodness!
Right? Yes,
she did.
She did really like my sweater. She was like, "Why didn't I think of that?"
Yeah. Claudia, the Blue Heron is sport weight.
Yes. Oh yeah. Fringe at the end is sport weight, and on all of our classes, the description for the class does have all of the details regarding yarn weight, yardage, the needle size, if there's any pre-work, the link to the pattern, like all the details are there.
I had to channel my sister today and go really bright and crazy. Oh my God, we match. We're bright and crazy today.
Emphasis on crazy.
Yeah.
I mean, bright.
This one is Sun Spotter.
I love this one.
Because I love my short rows, so.
And these are like little baby short rows, so you're not doing a ton of it at once. You do like this little short row section, and then you have a little rest row, and then a little short row section, and then a rest row.
Your short rows consist of, you do half of it this way, and then when you come back, so you're doing like the little bottom part,
yeah.
And on the way back, you do the part that makes it go up.
Nice.
Yeah.
That makes it a little more fun than doing it all in one fell swoop.
Yeah, and there's an on-demand class on it, and I know folks have watched it quite a few times as they go through the project. So it's a very useful
beautiful
class. Good way to learn short rows.
I will happily steal this one.
We'll talk.
Right? Okay. Yes, it is kind of like stained glass short rows.
It is, yeah.
Depending on your colors, you could really get a stained glass effect out of it too.
It is written for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There should have been 6 colors in this section, but I had 5, so I changed.
You could use the smushy mini skeins for that to be able to
Yeah.
make your own mini skein palette and then a contrast color.
I know, now we're
I know.
percolating.
I'm like, ooh, let's go look at the yarn. Okay, well, let's
Okay.
sign off first before we wander off to
Yeah.
peruse more yarn colors. All right, that's going to be it, you guys. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you're as excited for the mystery knit along as I am. And we will see you guys again tomorrow. Have a good day.